Good evening, I'm Bo Williams. Welcome to the 7. Let's get a look at our Big 7 stories. Topping the list tonight, an explosion earlier today leveled a large home in a West Knox County neighborhood. And you see the fiery aftermath. This video coming from Billy Davis, sharing his view from a fishing boat while out on Fort Loudon Lake. And a closer view for you as well. Rural Metro Fire sharing some pictures today. This was apparently among the first looks at the scene of the ruins left after the blast. We'll take a look at some of those pictures here shortly. That explosion sending shockwaves through the area just southeast of the intersection of Choteau Road and North Shore Drive. The home itself was situated on Blue Water Way. Now here's the latest video from the newsroom from Jim Kimball, and you can see the house fire from across the water as the flames slowly engulf the home. We got to hear from a witness and the series of events leading to the explosion.
I was just working and heard like a loud bang and thought something like a big tree branch fell on the roof. And so I went outside, looked around, didn't see anything, and went back inside, and then looked out the window a few minutes later, and there was a giant black cloud of smoke, and I was like, holy cow! I just went over maybe a quarter mile and looked at the neighborhood next to ours, and this house was on fire.
You know, we spoke with Rural Metro's Jeff Bagwell as well. He told us conditions outside created some challenges for fire crews for a time.
Concern has gone down, even though the wind has continually picked up here because we're right off the lake, so we have that lake effect wind. But everybody's grass is very wet and very moist, which helps for the lack of spread into yards. There are a lot of trees and wood lines over to the left of the structure, but we think we've got a pretty good handle on keeping it out of the woods.
Now, we're told no one was injured in the explosion. Of course, we will continue to keep you updated on the situation as we learn more, both on air and online. Well, next on the Big 7, a pair of active investigations right now. An active investigation by Knoxville police after a man was found dead along Merchant Drive in North Knoxville. KPD says around 10:20 last night, they found an unresponsive adult on a sidewalk in the area around Merchant Drive and Central Avenue Pike. However, the cause of his death and his identity are unknown as of tonight. Police say they did find a vehicle nearby that had gone off the road. The driver was detained at the scene and interviewed by KPD detectives. The investigation on if the two incidents are connected is still ongoing. Knoxville police are also investigating a fatal crash on I-40. It happened early this morning. Police were called to the interstate near Midway Road after receiving a call that a box truck had collided with a stopped Toyota Corolla. We're told the driver of that Corolla was pronounced dead at the scene. The driver's identity has not yet been released, but when officers searched the car, they found narcotics, including suspected heroin and crack cocaine. The crash remains under investigation. Moving down the list for us now as the temps take a tumble, 2 homeless shelters are, well, shutting down, displacing at least a dozen people. Knoxville Fire Department says shelters at Vestal United Methodist Church and Magnolia Avenue United Methodist were shut down because of code violations. The fire department says it approached Vestal in July about the violations and the need to have proper permits.
There's not fire protection systems within the building to A, alert people if there is a fire at night while they're sleeping there, and B, any type of suppression systems that would put the fire out in the building. Kind of puts us behind the 8 ball, if you will, when we arrive on scene, because no one's been alerted possibly that there's a fire. Not only does that put those people at risk for death or injury, it puts firefighters at risk.
Holston Conference, which oversees United Methodist Church, says it is working with the city to get the building up to code, but is not sure just how long that's going to take. We're told the people who are staying there have been helped with other places to stay. Next on the Big 7, Knoxville's iconic Sunsphere has gotten an upgrade. The new features are now open to the public. After painting it last year, returning it to its original blue color, the second phase of the enhancement project added a visitor center on the 3rd floor, which sits on Clinch Avenue. Visit Knoxville and city leaders cut the ribbon on the new addition today, which will feature staff ticketing for the first time. Kim Bumpus, president of Visit Knoxville, hopes the upgrades will help attract more tourism.
Tourism's the #2 industry in this state, and so when you think about what that means to Knoxville, Knox County, it's a big deal. And the Sunsphere plays into that as one of our most awesome visitor experiences, and so having a way for people to engage with the venue at the base, I think it's going to be paramount for visitation and also just for everyone to be able to know what to do at the Sunsphere.
Celebration also featured the Budweiser Clydesdales, who were at the 1982 World's Fair here in Knoxville. Moving down our list tonight, fallout from January 6th. An East Tennessee man now convicted for his role in a plot to attack local FBI agents. He's also one of the people from this area who stormed the Capitol back on January 6th of 2021, angered by the election of President Joe Biden. A federal judge convicting Edward Kelly, a 35-year-old man from Maryville, on charges of conspiring to kill FBI employees involved in the investigation into his involvement with the Capitol riots. According to the Department of Justice, Kelly put together a kill list of FBI agents and then gave it to another man involved, Austin Carter, who has already pleaded guilty. Prosecutors said the pair planned to attack the Knoxville FBI office using car bombs and fire bombs attached to drones. Last month, we told you about Kelly's conviction for his January 6 activities, with investigators offering up evidence that Kelly was one of the first to force his way into the Capitol. Next up, recovery efforts continuing after Hurricane Helene. It has been nearly 2 months since the remnants of Helene hit right here in East Tennessee. You know, we've been following the impact it has had specifically in Cocke County. As the cleanup efforts continue, one Cocke County citizen, with the help of others, is taking matters into her own hands as far as helping her neighbors. Crystal Large has collected anything from canned goods, clothing, toys, even campers to, well, help those flood victims.
Donated campers, and we've been bringing them back to give them to flood relief victims as it's getting cold here. Trying to get everybody in a warm place, and heaters and various resources.
Large, along with others, have donated over a dozen campers to date, and she says they will keep providing as long as the community needs them. For our last Big 7 story tonight, a way to give back this holiday season. There's a way to help out local charities here in Knoxville and families really around the world. The ribbon was cut this afternoon on these giving machines in downtown Knoxville. These machines contain items that you can buy. The funds will help families everywhere during the holidays. You know, last year, these machines raised more than $31,000 for local charities, with nearly 1,400 items donated. According to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the ways that you can help families are endless.
There's things from art kits, there's things, yoga mats, just a variety of things that help from a temporal perspective, you know, meals for those who need meals, and really just a whole variety of all kinds of different options. People of a variety of different beliefs and positions in life may unite in the same cause and just helping those who need help and aid.
Giving machines will be in Knoxville through Tuesday, December 3rd. Tonight, there will be a launch party at the East Tennessee History Center with guest performer, former The Voice winner, Chris Blue.